Hello and welcome to Stage 2 of the Huayra Royale event. I've got no upgrades at all, and we're going to keep going that way as long as I possibly can. We'll see if this gets challenging or not. This first one of Stage 2, don't think it's going to be very challenging. I'm not expecting it to be really challenging yet. Well, you know what? This is a 5-stage event, and often recommended PR events are 7 stages. This might get difficult pretty early. Well, it'll be interesting to see. So far, I do really like this car. I've started to dial into it. So like I was mentioning in the Stage 1 video, I'm already taking what I've learned from this car and I'm going to apply it to this track. Now, what I don't know, what I didn't really get a good chance to test is how much the grip is. So, as we approach Eau Rouge and Radion, we have to see if this is a full throttle through here car. Woo! On those brakes. So I didn't really test that out there, of course, because, well, there's a car in the way. So we'll have to just see if it can take that full throttle. Spa is a wonderful track to test cars at. I just love Spa. It's such a legendary track, and it's an awesome track to drive cars on, especially cars that have decent grip. It's not much fun in cars that have no grip. I don't like it much at all. Now, one thing you'll notice if you're not familiar with the game is I'm certainly on the curbs a lot, certainly taking 2 tires off track a lot. That is of no consequence in this game. I do notice in other games that you can't have 2 tires off track. Now here, I'm going to do something interesting. There is the Zonda I was supposed to catch. I want to capture him and stop him. And I want everyone else to pass us. I have a feeling that as soon as I run him off the track, this stage is over. So I'm waiting. Come on, guys, get around. There we go. That's what I was waiting for. I want everyone else to pass because I have a feeling this is going to end as soon as I take him off track. And whatever position I'm in, that's where I'm going to finish. So I just want to finish as far back as possible. This is bot management techniques. I can't do bot slowing because I'm now below recommended PR. So you can't do bot slowing at this point. Okay, I'm going to let him go. And I was thinking I might take this all the way to the start-finish line, but I will just see. That's probably the best thing to do, is to play with him. Well, maybe not all the way to there, because there isn't really necessarily off-track there. Well, it depends what they... See, off-track technically in Real Racing 3 is all 4 tires, but 2 tires off-track will reduce your clean race bonus. So, I don't know, it's interesting. And... what? I didn't get him off track at all. Okay, well, whatever. He had a tire off track. That was weird. Okay, I was going to try an old school test here. I quit and retried the event a whole bunch of times. Didn't seem to do one thing to the times. Sometimes just doing quit and retry will lower those times. This is brutal. The steering is absolutely atrocious. So I'm taking off track cuts. I mean, this is horrible. I'm really surprised. The steering, some people were complaining about steering in the very last event we just did for the Aston Martin Speedster, the V12 Speedster. I barely noticed it. This is horrible. And then I really blew my braking point. Kind of worried about this. This is my second attempt of actually doing the stage. I still had time to spare and I wasted a bunch of time off track. I don't consider that difficult. So maybe I didn't need to go off track, but I did. Now, what do we got here? Now I think is where we get to push this car a little bit. Yes, indeed. So, I've got a speed target and I've got degrading tires. Alright, so I'm going to wait a little bit because you can't get overtaken. So if you overtake someone and then they overtake you, you probably fail. So let's take Radion full throttle. Got a nice push from that Ferrari. I think that was an FXXK Evo. I could be wrong. And look at this. You can hit speed multiple times. As soon as I hit speed, I slow down a little bit, hit speed again. And we're getting close to the line, but we'll take it easy for a bit here. And I'd like to create a gap. This right now I'm feeling a little bit sandwiched. So I'm gonna have to start making a gap here, just so I can feel comfortable, so I can do my next speed run. Boy, is he ever slow. Anyhow, whoa, don't want to hit him. Pretty sure this is no damage and no off track, and I did do a little test. You go off track here, boom, instant fail, which is kind of surprising for stage 2 of a recommended PR event. So they're ramping up the difficulty, it seems. You know what I didn't check to see is if assists were disabled. I don't use them, so I don't know. Wow, I should have checked that. Okay. Well, I can't check it. So I forgot to check that. Anyhow, we will see. I don't think so. Oh well. Hopefully you've learned some no assist racing. It's very handy to learn. It certainly can save a lot of currency if you learn how to race without assists, and you can earn a lot of currency. It opens up a whole new realm of racing, like endless endurance racing. Probably one of the things I'm most known for is how you can you turn an endurance race into something you run as long as you want to, get huge earnings, and the real earnings come on bonus fame days. So on a bonus fame day, you run a long race as long as you can, and you earn what you earn. That's it, and it's over. But you do an endless endurance on a like 100% bonus fame day with the agent hired, it turns into 4 times the fame. And you drive for a couple of hours at some tracks, you can make some huge currency. But you really can't do that without having your assists off. Okay, well, I've created a really nice gap between myself and the Porsche behind me. And I believe that's a Lamborghini in front of me. I could be wrong. Pretty sure that's a Lamborghini, though. We'll take a quick peek at the end. It'll show me what kind of car that is. But I've got a nice gap here. I've already hit all my speed requirements. I could have done it all. Well, I did it all in 1 lap. I kind of got a little ahead of myself there. I'm just curious how bad this is going to get tires-wise. Usually I would skip ahead for you guys. Like, I would just fast forward through the rest of this race. But these tires are getting really degraded, so this could get challenging. Just see what happens here. Like, you could lose it on a corner and end up failing the stage. So I would really recommend you do what I did, and that is, while you have the tires, create a gap by braking a bit too long in the corners and then speed off so the guy doesn't catch you. And that's how you create a bit of a gap so that you got some room to play with. So if I lose it on a corner, I've got a little bit of room where I could catch up again. So of course, minor loss in a corner, not huge. If I really lose it in a corner and go off track, then I'm going to fail the stage and have to start all over again. Whoa! These tires are in the red. That is surprising. Well, I don't know how snaky loose I might be. I'm going to take it really easy up until... You know what? I got a big enough gap. I'm going to throw it sideways at the start-finish line. Woohoo! And you know what? In the old days, you could fail for doing what I did, hitting the wall after you cross the start-finish line. That was so annoying. They fixed that a long time ago. But they used to make it that if you got hit after the start-finish line, you'd fail. If you went off track after the start-finish line, you'd fail. So, yeah. I did a test with this particular stage. I tried letting Michael lap me so that I was still, like, and then just crossed the finish line when he was, well, 4,000, 5,000 meters ahead of me. But I'm behind him. I wasn't sure. Sometimes there's been tricks like that have worked, but it didn't work. So I'm rushing. I want to catch him as fast as possible. I thought I might have to throw the sideways, but I didn't have to. Let's see. Let's do a full throttle test of Eau Rouge Radion right from corner 1. Pretty sure I can keep it nice and pinned let's see here. Oh yeah, beautiful. That's with no upgrades yet. Wow, this car is really going to be something as we add grip upgrades then, because it's already not a lot of cars take Eau Rouge flat out. So that's pretty impressive. Okay, Mr. Michael, where are you? Gotta be coming up here pretty soon. There he is in the distance, and yeah, better make sure I don't hit him. Well, come on, man, that's far too reckless. I have a feeling this will end as soon as I have a big enough lead on Michael, 1,600 meters or whatever it is in yards if you're in the United States. So I'll drift, poo on corner a little bit, do a little bit of drifting, because although I better be careful that's a pretty big lead they're forcing us to have. So they obviously, of course, they know how bot management works. That's why they want you getting a big lead sometimes to increase the difficulty going forward. That's why you do what I was doing, which is bot management and bot slowing techniques, so that when this happens, it doesn't hurt you too much. Because you get to a certain point and you can't fix it without buying upgrades. Okay, let's see what happens. if the race just suddenly ends when I hit. Let's see here. Oh, well, seemed to end a little bit early. Oh well, we'll have to keep watching for races ending early. You can see I've got no upgrades. Here's the rewards, and coming up right away is the playlist link and other stuff. So please like, please subscribe. Thanks so much for joining me today. Bye-bye.